what I want to talk to you about right now is give you 5 rules. One can be probably optional in order to help out you getting coffee around town when you're out. Or this can be rules for a lazy coffee crawl. So yeah, let's get into it. Go ahead and get the water going because one of the tips is a little bit later. We're going to be talking about that as we continue on. So let me go ahead and boil up the water. Okay, the first rule, it's really simple. Have very low expectations, okay? Very low expectations. Don't think that you're going to find the best coffee in that area. Don't even go with that thought. You shouldn't really care about the outcome of what you're doing with this whole thing. Yes, it is about tasting coffee, enjoying coffee. It really isn't so much about finding the most mind-blowing coffee that you've tasted recently. The reason why is because you're on vacation. You're not really out there to try to find the best type of coffee. If you do, that's great. And that's the reason why I believe that it's important that you have very low expectations when you go about going on this coffee journey in this new town that you haven't tried before, or if you have, you're just going with the flow. Okay, the second tip, number 2, go with the feel and vibe of your surroundings. If you like it, go for it. Think it's interesting, entertain it. Have no expectations. And again, it goes back to the first step. If you think it's like run down or whatever, it's grungy and whatever, and you want to try the experience, go for it. The beauty of this is that you're just exploring. You may like it, you may not like it. Your expectations are very low, right? So that's going to be key into you just discovering doing something out of the norm than what you're used to. So that's number 2. So tip number 2, go with the feel and vibe of the place. Again, this kind of goes back to the first rule, is that you have very low expectations. Meaning that if you like a grungy type of place and you want to try it out, try it out. Place looks extremely lit, clean, kind of trendy, hip, go with it. Doesn't really matter. The beauty of this is that you are just simply trying it out for what it is. You may like it, you may not like it for whatever reason, but just go on your gut, go on your feel. You're just exploring, and that's going to be key to you enjoying this particular type of event for yourself. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about number 3. Okay, all right, so now you have low expectations. You've decided on a place for that particular time and moment, either by yourself or with friends or family, whatnot. Okay, now the next thing is to pick your poison of choice. I mean, coffee's not poison. It's actually delicious most of the time. But the thing about it is that you have to know what you like. In this case, this, as you can see, this is not espresso. This is for more so demonstrations, okay? This is decaf. I'll taste it. Let me see. No, but it doesn't taste good right now. If your espresso tasted this way, run away. But know your choice, know your beverage, know which one that you gravitate to, or something that you want to explore. So I highly suggest that you pick the drink that you want to start. So me in particular, I like doing black coffee, kind of espresso guy, but not really, as you probably already figured out. But I love black coffee. It's delicious to me. It really is. So everywhere I go, that's the first thing I order. I order a black cup of coffee. Okay, and what I'm doing is just tasting it. I'm seeing if it's good. I'm seeing if there's a off-putting linger that I don't even like. And for the most part, if you go to a cafe, in most establishments, even trendy ones, they're going to be more so espresso first than a drip type of establishment. Okay, so again, me personally, I just like to get the black coffee. I like to taste it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's cool too. I can analyze it for what it is, but at the end of the day, I'm really just trying to enjoy the experience as much as I can. Now, on the other hand, if you are or so like a espresso type of person, especially when you're out, for the most part, it feels good to go out and get like an espresso beverage type of drink. You know, a lot of times people don't have espressos at home. They want to get that cafe experience. So this is the reason why they go with espresso. But again, I say, get a shot of espresso. Taste it. Think about what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Think about if it's going to really work moving forward. I'm not saying you need to drink the whole thing. Just taste it and see what it tastes like and see if you like it. Because now, here's the kicker. If you do like that espresso that came from that cup of espresso shot, you can go ahead and do like a mixed drink, like a macchiato. Macchiatos do really well. And especially if it's a tasty cup of coffee, espresso, then it's going to work well, because more than likely that's the same exact bean that they're using for their milk-based espresso drinks. Okay, and here's another example that should be helpful food too. Let's say the espresso didn't really taste that good, but you still want like a milk-based drink. Probably want a cappuccino, because for the most part, it's more milk than coffee. So the dilution of the milk will also help out the taste of any off-putting of the coffee. Again, we're here just trying to enjoy the experience. Either you get another friend there, they probably try a different drink, you go back and forth to see what you like, what you don't like, and coffee is relatively cheap. So even if you don't like it, you can order something different. But this type of tip I think is extremely critical because it helps you gauge the next drink that you want out of the whole experience. So that's tip number 3. Okay. All right. Tip number 4 is kind of optional, but I think tip number 4 is really cool. Tip number 4 is ask the barista, ask the server, ask for the recommendations, tell them what you like in the coffee, what you don't like in the coffee. Probably they will be able to steer you in the right direction with options that they do have. I think that's extremely critical. It's kind of cool to really just kind of experience the coffee for what it is. Sometimes some servers, some baristas do know what they're talking about. So, and again, you're in a new place, they know more about the coffee than you. So it's good to trust their judgment. If it comes out and tastes like shit, that's fine. At least you know that they're more so bullshitting you, or it's just part of the experience. Really, that's all that really matters. It's about the experience. It's about you tasting it and seeing what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And then once you go from there, you can move forward with going to the next spot and just having the exact same type of mindset of just like you're just enjoying the coffee for what it is, and you can move on from there. So the 4th tip, I believe, is extremely because it gets you out of your head. It gets you more present. Like for instance, when I went to Vancouver, the place is called Palette Roasters. I think I talk about this coffee a little bit, the bag and whatnot. But the thing is that I asked some questions to the barista, to the server, and just simple questions. Asked him what it tasted like and all this. He didn't know. I can tell that he didn't know, but I didn't make him feel bad about it. I just knew that really whatever he would say that came out of his mouth, I wouldn't really trust. I would just go with my judgment. But again, that's part of the experience. Part of the experience is just being there and just enjoying it and just trying something. One of the other things that I did try when I was there too, that was very memorable, was I think they call it moonshot or something like that. What it was a black coffee. I got a medium roast black coffee, and then they also added a shot. And it actually really worked really well. So sometimes you'll find different things that you may like because you're just trying it out. So just remember that. That's going to be extremely important as you go about your coffee journey, lazy type of way. Okay. We got one more tip, the 5th tip. The 5th tip is try something out of your comfort. If you're more of an espresso type of person, try the drip coffee. Ask them also if it's been on there too long or not, but try the drip coffee. They have a pour over option. Ask them about the pour over of choice that you can select. Try that. If you're more of a drip black coffee person, try a milk-based espresso drink. Try probably even Americano. Try macchiato. That's my favorite. Try something that's just out the norm. If you saw flat white or you've heard about it, go ahead and taste it. See what it's all about. The beauty of all of this in this lazy way is that you have really no expectations. You're just enjoying yourself, enjoying the experience for what it is. And I think that's extremely important as we go through this journey. It's like a lot of times, with me at least, I know that I have these high expectations of what the coffee should taste like, what's wrong with it, how can I make it better, and all that stuff. In this case, it's just trying it out. And like I said, most of my choices were just blah, but it is what it is. But those are the 5 tips that I have, and I think they're extremely helpful. I think the first one, low expectations. The second one was go with the feel and vibe of the place, if you like it or not. The third one is do the whole trick right here of tasting the coffee firsthand to see what you like about it, what you don't like about it. I call it like the tortilla chips in a Mexican restaurant test. If it's good, then you kind of know that it's going to work. If it's not, then you know that for the most part, everything else is not going to really work the way that you think it's going to work. But again, we're just trying it out. We're just trying to see things for what they are. So that's what it is. And then another one, the 4th one, is ask the barista. Ask the barista, ask the server about the coffees, the selections, see if it's seasonal or whatnot, or just trust their judgment. We're in their place. We're there to experience what they go through each and every day. We're just there for a short time. So ask the server, ask the barista about their opinion about the coffee. If it's also dependent on our taste and what we're looking for in coffee. And the last one is try something different. You may want to come home and try to make that beverage when you get home. Like the espresso martini, it was really good. And again, I don't really do that much boozy type of coffee type of things, but the beauty of it is that it's cool to just try something. It just pushes us out of our comfort zone, and that's really where we want to be. So those are the 5 tips. I believe those are going to be helpful for you. If you have any suggestions or comments or anything that you want to ask me in the comments below, let me know. So that's me, Oki, signing out at Everyday Beans, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.